Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. If we have not met, my name is Carrie Gilletto, and today we are going to be making a fun little Valentine treat box. So let's go ahead and get our camera view changed and take a look at our treat box. All right, so here it is. It looks so small on this big table. I'll hold it up for you, but this is a three-dimensional treat box. And I have used the little candy cart from the Sugarspun collection to make these sweet little uh, treat boxes for my granddaughters. So this is just a fun little thing, and it's surprisingly very easy to do. And I know that normally Liz does a lot of boxes and three-dimensional objects when she does her live. So I usually don't do too many of those, but I made these for my granddaughter and I just loved them so much. I wanted to share them with all of you. So we can take our treats out here while we get started. And I just have a little bag of Hershey Hearts. I'll set that aside. And I will be using the Sugar Spun Collection today. And I don't have all the boxes for my Sugar Spun Collection because I keep them in one of the um, carriers, the storage containers. So I have them all on their mats, and I do have these where you can put the magnetic backs. I'm not sure if there's any more of these left, but they were put into the warehouse clearance recently, where you can get extra of the mats and extra of these with the magnetic backs. So if you store yours in the storage containers or you want to have your stamps and dies together, that's a good thing to pick up while they're still available. So to make our card today, we're not going to be using any of this set, but we will be using this little heart. So we do need two of those. And for one of my granddaughters, I made it in this pretty teal color with accents of hot pink. But for today, I'm going to be using the other way around. So I have my hearts made in the teal color, and that is stamped in the garden patina. Oh, just getting all my pieces here. You're going to need to stamp this twice. This is our little candy cart, and I stamped those in the vibrant fuchsia. Is that what it's called? No. Yes, vibrant fuchsia. I stamped those in vibrant fuchsia. To color my little stripes at the top, I used a Copic marker RV13. I also used the RV13 to go around the little ruffle here and to do the little, what would you call that? The little fender maybe that goes over the top of the wheel. And then to get my cart a nice pretty pink color, I use the soft peony color. Let me see here if I can reach that. Oh, there we go. Here it is. Pink peony is its color, and I applied that with one of the triangle daubers, and I just applied that onto to get this pretty soft pink color. I came in with a little bit of C1 gray Copic color just to do the bars and the little handles and the feet. So I did do a combination of inking and Copic coloring to color up my carts. Other than that, that is all that I did for those. I also went ahead, I stamped out two of the wheels. That's this one right here. And I stamped those in the Memento Black. And I colored them up with C5 and C7 Copic markers. And then I used the same RV17 to do the little pink centers of the wheels. Now, the only other images that I stamped, and for this one, I stamped them all in the vibrant fuchsia, is two each of the cake pops, the macarons, and the lollipops. And I stamped those up and then I colored them with Copic markers and I just chose fun, happy colors. You could color those up just however you like. All right, the only other thing I did use a piece of glitter cardstock to cut one of the eyelet circles. And I cut just also die cut just a circle that fits right inside this eyelet circle, and I stamped that Happy Valentine's Day. And our Happy Valentine's Day comes from the Friendship Sentiment set, and I do believe these are already gone. But you could, there's Have a Sweet Day. There's several stamps in different sets that could work for this. So here we go. Now that we've got that all done, let me go ahead and slide these out of the way. The other thing you're going to need to make this is a piece of white cardstock, and it needs to measure 2.5 by 5. And what you're going to do is get out your scoreboard, and you're going to score this at the 1/2 inch mark on both sides. So at 2 and at 1/2, and that's going to give you just a 1/2 inch on each side. Then you're going to turn it lengthways and score it at 1 inch. And then I just turn the whole thing around and score it at 1 inch again. All right, now just so you can see my score marks, I'm going to go ahead and trace them real quickly so that you can see where I've scored and be able to see what I do next. You won't need to trace yours. That's not necessary. I'm just putting a pencil mark so that you'll be able to see me and see what I do. Okay, so those are the lines that I've scored. I'm going to take my scissors and cut just like this on each of these points. Okay, you're going to do that on both sides. And then I like to go around and trim off these corners as well. And to do this, you just place your scissors right where the score line is and then just cut a notch off. All right, so when you're all done, you'll have a piece that looks like this. Now, one thing I did when making this one, I went ahead and cut 2 extra white candy carts using the die. I just cut them out of white twice out of 110-pound cardstock. And I did 4 white ones total. And I glued this one and the other 2 together just to make it more sturdy. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, so now that we have this little piece, we're just going to go ahead and fold these over and burnish them. All right, get that opened up. Then you're going to fold in these 2 and same thing, go ahead and burnish those. And this is going to be our little candy pocket for our cart. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set this piece aside, and we're going to work on this piece. So let's go ahead and get our glue out. If you have grandkids or you work in an office, these would be fun little projects to make to share with people this Valentine's Day. And they're just so cute. I mean, isn't that an old-fashioned little candy cart? I love it. So adorable. All right, to decorate our carts, before we put it all together, I like to go ahead and decorate it. We're just going to, I'm going to put my glasses on real quickly. There we go. Oops, I missed. Okay. And I'm going to put this just right on top. Same with this one. All right. Now, I did think it'd be really fun to use your crystal lacquer and your glitter to fancy up some of these. I'm going to add just glue straight up the middle. And right here on this crossbar, I'm going to set our lollipops. Okay. Then I'm going to take the little macarons and I'm going to set them right beside our lollipops. And I'm pretty much going to glue them to the countertop and then to the lollipops. I'm not putting glue over on the other side. So I'm just adding glue right here along the edge. and right down here at the bottom. And they're going to set right here next to the lollipops. Now for my little cake pops, very similar to the lollipops, we're going to set those right over here on this side. Whoops, I put it on the wrong side. There we go. And right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn that over. I accidentally put glue there where I didn't want it. And these I'll put on in just a moment. But the next thing we're going to do, whoops, is our Happy Valentine's Day. And I want that to be about right there. So I'm going to use just a little bit of the thin foam strips. Turn this over. I'm going to put just a little bit of foam right here. And you could just glue this down, but I kind of liked it having a little bit of separation. Right over on these smaller pieces. And let's see, that's going to get those. So then, okay. All right, so now that I have my foam on, I'm just going to go ahead and set that right on our Happy Valentine's Day. And doing it this direction makes it so that you're sure you'll be able to read it. Let's see, just like this. All right, now, if I still have any foam that's out that's got the sticky showing, I'm going to come back with my anti-static tool, and I'm just going to tap it on here to make sure that none of that foam has any sticky left. All right, so we have our front and our back all ready to go. The last thing I'm going to do for these is add this pretty little heart right on top. I just love these little cards. They're so, so cute. Perfect for Valentine's Day. I think my granddaughters are going to love them. All right. All right, so now we're going to bring back our little piece that we made that's like this. And on one end, I'm going to fold it down and fold the two flaps in. And right down on the corner of the flaps, I'm going to add a little glue. Now, when I bring it up, I'm going to let the flaps be on the inside, and I'm just going to hold those closed. See what I mean? Here. You see? So I just brought it up, and now I'm just going to hold it real tight right there. Just a moment. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring it back and fold it in. And you see what I'm doing there? I'm going to add my glue right here and right here. Now I'm going to bring it up and just let those open. And I'm going to hold them tight again. I know my hands are kind of in the way, but basically you're just making a little box just like that, okay? You want to hold it, make sure that's good and tight. All right, now we're going to set our box so it's right along the bottom right here. So on just one side, I'm going to add glue right along here. Okay. Now I'm going to set that right here. Hold that. You just have to apply pressure for a little bit and get that to set. And I just do it with my hands. You can use clamps or something, but the glue sets pretty quickly. So, all right. And now same thing. I'm just going to add glue on this side. Turn this over. And in the same way, I'm going to put it right along. I'm going to center it and put it right along the bottom. Right through here. And because I haven't put the top piece on, I can still reach in there, and I'm just putting pressure right there where my glue is to hold that down. All right. Looky there. Isn't that cute? Oh, it's adorable. I love this thing. Okay. See? Okay, now I'm going to come back with one more piece that measures 1 inch. Let me measure it. I'll tell you wrong if I don't measure it. So yes, it is 1 inch by 2.5. And just like the other piece, we're going to score it at the half mark. So at 2.5. All right. And I have cut a piece of patterned paper so that it fits. It's going to fit right in there. And so what I'm going to do is trim the corners off just like we did before so that they don't show. And hopefully I've done this right. I hope I have this the right size. Did I make that the right size? Nope, I made it too short. I am sorry. Let me get another one. When my paper didn't fit, well, that could be why. All right. Scratch that. I had it the wrong size. But we're going to make this little piece that goes inside here. And that just holds your tops together so it's nice and sturdy. And this will only take me a second. Okay. So it's 2 and then 2/2. So that's going to be 3 inches long. That's where I was messed up. I didn't have it quite long enough. Grab a piece here. Okay. So we need that one. So 1 inch by 3 inch. There we go. Now it'll be right. I had that a 1/2 inch too small. So you need it 1 inch by 3 inch. Sorry about that. That kind of thing happens sometimes when you're live. And at the 1/2 inch mark on each end, you can go ahead and score it. So at 2.5 and a half. I'm sure y'all have figured out where I'm going, but we'll just do that again. Gonna trim the little corners off. I think if you don't trim it off, it's possible that it could show. So it's good to go ahead and trim that. The messy's out of the way. There we go. Okay, now the little piece that I have, it's just a piece of patterned paper that I took out of my scrap box, and I'm going to glue that right on top. Okay. All right, so now we have our little piece, and same thing, I'm going to put some glue on these tabs. And then just right down in here, I'm going to glue that right down in there. I'm going to hold that tight just like that. And if you wanted to leave this piece off, you could, but I found that it made it much more sturdy. So, okay. And then I put some candy in a bag and just slide that right in there. And we have our little treat box all ready to go. Isn't that cute? There we go. Adorable little treat boxes to share at Valentine's Day. I hope you've enjoyed this project. I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera back. See here. There we go. I hope you had fun making this. If you give it a try, I'd love to see pictures of them. And like I said, I made these two for my two granddaughters, and I think they're just going to love them. Thank you so much for joining me today for the whole month of February. If you spend $100 on the website, you will get a free stamp set. So do take advantage of that. And things are selling out quickly. But if there's any items there in the warehouse clearance that you haven't gotten that you want to get your hands on, I suggest getting them pretty quick. So, all right, I look forward to crafting with you again next Friday, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.